Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Louis. This is Alan. Alan's going to be my model today. I'm going to show you guys how to do a low dive taping to offload the pressures on the feet. So this is a little bit more reinforced, modified version of the low dive taping. There's three pieces of equipment set we need. Two of them are tapings and a pair of scissors you got here. Number one is we call Fixmo stretch tape. So that's the anti-allergic tape. But if you had strapping before and you don't have any issues with glues and you're not allergic to it, you can use it without it. But just for demonstration today, we will apply a anti-allergic taping as an underlaying. Now I have pre-measured and pre-cut some of the taping. For the first one to go through, it's gonna be on the patient's fifth metatarsal head to the first metatarsal head. So you see the ball of the base of the foot there, we're wrapping it through. So undo your tape. Relax the foot. So when Alan's foot's nice and relaxed, it will drop. We want to bring that back up to pentagrade, approximately 90 degrees, where it's sitting on neutral. Now the first layer, I don't want to cut off the blood circulation. I don't want to make it too tight. So I'm taking the middle portion up. So two sides of the tapes dangling evenly. Now, just to remember, everyone's toes, it's got a different size and angle. And to make sure the taping is comfortable, you need to seal those edges. Otherwise, when you put on your shoes and you're walking for 5-6 days, it's going to be very uncomfortable with little creases on the bottom. So one across from the back of the foot, and then coming down to the bottom. The second piece, it's to go around the heel. And then you will see some extra taping crease on the side. That's okay. As long as it's not on the bottom of the feet, it shouldn't give you any irritation. Now, once we got that anchor, so these two serve as an anchor, then we're putting 3 pieces of tape to mimic the plantar fascia. So your plantar fascia will go from the bottom of the feet straight down, down, down. And what we are doing here is to mimic the fascia to make it stronger with taping, and you don't irritate it and you don't put so much load into it. So number one, I'm sticking the tape to the ball of your foot, coming with the arch curler to the back. You got to just wrap the tapes in so it's nice and flat. To do that, I've used 3 pieces of tapes. One's directly from the great toe to the heel. One is from the second, third, fourth little toes, the bottom of the little toes, and wrap it around through the heel. And we come to marking the final piece of taping onto the edge of the pinky, slightly on top of the pinky. Taking the tape through, bringing back that direction towards the heel. So at this point of time, you get something like so. The bottom of the foot's wrapped, and you got the side of the taping here, and you got good portion of the side covering. Now the last portion is to wrap around with the tape all the way from the edge to build the outer shell of the bow. When you finish building this, it's almost like someone wearing a pair of ankle socks. I'm starting from the outside edge. Coming through to the back of the heel. Taking it through, and you can see as I'm coming to the middle of the foot, I would end up where the great toe is. Now it's just a matter of putting those tapes down. Don't let it make creeps. And that's flat. Okay, now we've got that built. That's a rigid taping. We're measuring a quick layer, and I want about 1.5 inches sticking out, wrapping it around, taking it to the top of the feet. So we still have to do the 2 anchoring, otherwise your tape will slip. And the purpose of the taping is to reinforce the plantar fascia and locks your joint to allow equal distribution, so you don't put your weights so heavily on either point. And in turns, you will offload those tensions. My first strapping is always the middle one, directly from 2nd and 3rd metatarsals or the digits from here. And I just need to make sure I wrap the tapes in. And then the ball of the toes coming in again, mimic that fascia. And the 3rd one from the 5th pinkies to the back of the heel. Now that I got that done, I need to apply 2 more extra. So 1 taping from the edge of the great toe to the side, wrapping it around, coming over, finish off at the pinky. It feels like a lot of tape, but it is. Imagine your body, your whole body weight is placed on 1 foot. You need to reinforce it properly to get enough distribution in loading. Once we got that done, now this is towards the end. Now I'll take 1 tape from the pinky to the toe. Then I'll pull back an opposite direction of pulling on the taping from the great toe, marking at half the edges. So half the edges compared to the previous layer. And keep building it. Because remember, your patient is gonna have this on, taking shower for the next 4 or 5 days, so you need to make it pretty comfortable as you can. Going half roll on the tape, and again, and repeat. Coming from the middle, back to the outside. This is where you take a little bit cautious and patient. And sometimes you might have to rub the tape a bit so the glue sticks better and then mold it on the bottom of it. Yeah. I found that my favorite trick is to pull from the pulley from outside in, inside out. All people that have been strapped with this same technique before has reported a more even distribution on the weight. And it's more comfortable. Now that I got the bottom all done, I'm just going to take that camera angle to show you how it looks like on the bottom of Alan's feet and on the inside, coming through on the outside. To finish, we'll have to have a taping all the way, seal the edges. Otherwise, the edge of the tape can come off. See how I'm using my palm to slowly heat up the tape to seal it, because the last part, you want to heat up those screws so it's melt and stick on the feet really well. Because they might or might not put socks on them. And to finish with the last piece of jigsaw, now if you look at, I intentionally left Alan's top of his feet empty so I don't overly lock it. Now I'm putting the last piece of tape. Alan, can you hold this for me, please? Just hold on to that thing. Perfect. I'm only having a small piece of tape, just sealing it. This allows a degree of mobility over the metatarsals in the front, and at the same time not overly locking and give you some movements back. Now it just looks like a pair of Roman shoes. Thank you.